Yo, seriously, boys, it's been 2 months since this game's been out, and we have not seen a proper mod out yet. Except, there has been a really cool mod out. There's actually been 4 really cool mods, and today I'm covering all 4 of them. Well, in this video, I'm covering 1 of them. I got another 3 videos I'm recording today, and I don't know when those are going to be out, but the point is that Historia 3 is now available in 1648. And this is my first view of the mod. I have not seen it before now, so this is my first impression and my honest impression about the mod. And I'm really curious because I'm excited to see a different start date for the game that I really adore. Alright, have to say it, I absolutely hate the mod. It's horrible, trash, absolutely disgusting. I'm gonna close the game now. Except, no, I'm not gonna do that. But I am very disappointed. Historically speaking, the map is trash. The map is absolutely horrible. I need to know if this is a historically accurate mod. I mean, if they want to portray it as historical mod. Let me just pause and go to the Steam page before I continue with this rant. So I came to the page here to check if this is meant to be a historical mod or not. And what I found kind of surprised me. There's drama, my boys. There's modding team dramas happening on this freaking workshop, and I'm curious to see what this is about. So apparently the person that made this mod used another mod for his Eastern European borders, and this other person, this guy, so he used Cyan's mod for the Eastern European borders. This is his project, and this is what it looks like. In the game itself, it looks like this. That does not seem super similar to me. There are differences between the two, that's for sure. Quite a few differences, actually, between the two. And aside from the differences, I have to say it. I'm sorry, Cyan. I don't know you. I love you, bro. Both your maps suck. They're not accurate at all. Holy shit. I would not even say anything when I have a bad map when somebody else uses that map. I just say, yo, bro, this map bad. Even though it's secretly your map. Okay, all jokes aside though, there's some pretty intense drama here. Plagiarism accusations drawing across the board and Schnaps. Holy mother of God, man. This is what happens when map gamers don't go outside. I know, because it happened to me as well. Don't know, man. I have to say that whether this guy used the other guy's map or not doesn't really matter, does it? It's a map of a historical time, for Christ's sake. It's so poo-poo head to say that, oh, you used my map of 1648. Oh my god, dude. And just saying, his map is supposed to be in 1685, right? This is not accurate for 1685, by the way. Because in 1685, a very, very important thing happened in Europe, okay? Are you listening closely here? It's the Siege of Vienna, the 1683 Siege of Vienna. And after the Siege of Vienna, the Austrians kind of, pushed the Ottomans quite further away from these areas. But my point is that, I mean, it's semi-accurate, it's better than nothing, right? But there's a lot of inaccuracies, like, for example, Transylvania was actually a principality. Well, it was basically a vassal state of the Ottomans. It was not fully integrated, not like it's shown here as a part of the Ottoman Empire. And the Austrians did conquer this bit, that is correct, but they conquered actually a little bit more of a strip to the south as well. After the battles, well, the Battle of Parkani, which happened after the Siege of Vienna was lifted, essentially. The Ottomans that were retreating were chased down, and there were some fights between the Imperial troops and the Ottoman troops. They did not fully take advantage of it, the Imperial troops, but yeah, they did liberate parts of Hungary and so on. My point is that this argument here, I find it funny, and it's weird to see drama in the map community, but hey, it is what it is. Also, I didn't see this guy say anywhere that his mod is meant to be a historically accurate mod, but he did say in the comment section something along those lines. So I'm going to be critical of his mod, 1648, but I'm not going to be too critical. First off, I have to mention, this entire area of Austria should be Ottomans. It should not belong to Austria, it should belong to the Ottomans. The line should be right over here, actually, right over here. This should be the line between the Ottomans and the Austrians in 1648. Also, Ukraine did not exist in 1648. There was a rebellion in the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, a rebellion of Cossacks, local Cossacks, not Ukrainians. Ukraine did not exist in 1648. There were people that we used to call Ruthenians that nowadays don't exist anymore. Basically, they're the Ukrainians, right? This kind of like a name change. Is a little bit more than that, to be honest, historically speaking. Ruthenians and Ukrainians, let's say for the sake of making it things a little bit more easy to understand, they're the same people. They would not call themselves Ukrainians, not in 1648. Ukraine means borderland or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, in Slavic, and that's a designation given to them, if I'm not mistaken, during the communist times by the Russians. Now, whether they call themselves Ukrainians or not today, that's a different issue. The point is that in 1648 this term did not exist. They were the Cossacks. They established a Cossack hetmanate that was still a part of Poland, Lithuania, but they had increased autonomy. Essentially, the Polish Szlachta, prior to this revolt in 1648, they used to do a lot of nasty stuff, give less authority, give less privileges to Orthodox Ruthenians, and after they revolted, they had a lot more autonomy, and the Cossacks did a lot of horrible shit during this revolt. They killed a lot of clergymen, Catholic clergymen, a lot of Jewish individuals, and a lot of innocent people. It was not the smartest move on their side, but it happened, and I'm glad to see that it's represented here. Also, Crimea is apparently shown as a vassal of the Ottoman Empire. That is actually really accurate. The Crimeans were, in fact, a tributary, but as you go along in history, they got more and more integrated within the Ottoman Empire, but they still were technically a tributary for the majority of their existence here. Brandenburg should be renamed to Brandenburg, Prussia, and it should be including both of these here. Yes, the Principality of Prussia was separate, and it was ruled by the same guy, Prince Wilhelm Friedrich von Hohenzollern. I feel like all of them had the same name, Wilhelm Friedrich von Hohenzollern, haven't they? Yeah, it was basically two separate countries, but when we refer to the entirety of the country, we say Brandenburg, Prussia. I mean, okay, fine. You know what? Putting it in a personal union under Brandenburg is not so bad overall. I have to say that's actually smart. That's fair. I'll give him that. I'll give him that. This is fine. And there's a significant lack of other nations within the Holy Roman Empire, that's for sure. One very little known event in history, the revolt of the Catalonians, is also represented. Glad to see this. This actually happened, I think, between 1640 and 1652, if I'm not mistaken. And it was with the help of the French. The French did stop support of Catalonia, though, by the start date of this mod, at least by 1648. It is shown as Catalonia being in the customs union with France, though, in our game, so I'm not sure how that's going to influence it. But overall, I have to say, I was expecting a lot worse. The moment that I saw the big Austria here in accuracy, I got pretty upset. But I calmed down after I realized that most of the other things are actually a-okay accurate. Mostly the eastern part is not very accurate compared to the west. The west is pretty decent. Moving on to Asia, we have the Great Qing on a collapse downward scale, but they are represented as the world's greatest power. Interesting. 116 million population, 33 million GDP is pretty high for this particular start date. Ming is also shown in the south. So essentially, this is the period when we see the change between Ming and Qing. You know, when the Manchurians came down and said, yo, this be Manchurian land, okay? You got problem with that? And the Ming went like, yo, no, we cool, we cool. That's, in fact, exactly how it happened in history. I believe the reason the mod starts in 1648 is predominantly because of changes in Asia. The mod developer is from China, if I'm not mistaken. And it's also because it's basically at the end of the 30 Years' War in Europe, which in reality was more like 100 Years' War because it started in the 1550s with the religious conflicts in the HRE between Protestants and Catholics, and literally was just like a war after a war after a war, with basically a continuation of the old war after a small truce or small peace. So yeah, let's just say 1550s to 1650s was not the greatest period of time in Europe, and most of it because of the religious wars, which started all of those problems, let's say. Really cool to see how in the New World, we have mostly Spanish and the Portuguese colonies, as well as New Holland in Brazil. This is a very little known part of history for sure, where the Dutch actually invaded Brazil in 1630 and took parts of the Dutch West Indies Company, to be more precise, It's kind of like the, you know, the English East Indies Company, same situation sort of thing. Anyway, they were at war with the Brazilian Portuguese colony at the time. And I think 1 year later, 1649, they lost. And in 1650 something, they actually signed the treaty. I think like 54 or 56, they signed the treaty where they gave up all of their possessions. Well, they didn't really give up all the possessions officially, because they asked back for the possessions at one point, and then 1660 something, they actually, 1666, I remember, because it's 666, they actually gave, at the Treaty of Hague, the provinces to Portugal. I mean, Portugal had the provinces. Holland just renounced the claims on the provinces, essentially. Claims that they had none even before. They literally just did a war of aggression in 1630 and then said, like, yo, this is my land. And then Portugal took it back. And then they're like, yo, it's still my land. Okay, a few years later, okay, it's fine. It's not my land. You can have it back. What the hell, Holland? What the hell is going on here? Let's just say, I would hate to live in the 1600s in Europe, man. Also, just did a quick check. It's 1661 that they officially renounced the claims, not 1666. 1666 is the Fire of London. My bad. Oh, but my favorite thing is the 13 colonies only have 2 small provinces, and England's got direct control over other colonies in the New World here. Let's actually get into the game itself. Been talking about this freaking mod for, what, half an hour, and I haven't even actually got into it. So, let's see. These boyos have very little to no GDP. Quite a little bit of population, surprisingly. Wow. And mostly English. Oh, actually, my bad. It's mostly Sioan with a few English settlers. 700 settlers? Okay. 700 brave English souls eventually would take over and form America, wouldn't they? I guess so. Interesting to see the Cherokee, the Great Sioux Nation, Comanche, and the Iroquois so big. I would say that this is probably because, you know, you can't just have 1,000 little small tribes. Mod-wise, it would not be feasible, but realistically speaking, they did not have 4 big nations. They did have thousands of small tribes, very much so disunited. Also, kind of creepy to see that California's got the California Republic flag.
Nope.
Pretty sure the natives did not have a California Republic flag, alright? Especially with the bear and the star in it. Come on, boys. This kind of brings a lot of vibes from Eve 4 for me. Like, seriously. The Ottoman Empire being the world's greatest power, for example. Oh, my bad. They're the 5th greatest power. Who is the first power? Qing. I forgot. Yes, Qing, followed by the Mughal Empire. France, Ottoman Empire, Ming also. Okay, fair enough. And then the rest. Let me actually put this in actual order. There you go. England, Sweden, Japanese shogunate. Sweden! No way. Oh, right. I did forget that Sweden was actually a pretty properly decent empire around this time, wasn't it? We have any for the Lions of the North, right? The DLC. Well, the actual Lion of the North was the leader of Sweden during this period. Gustavus Adolphus, if I'm not mistaken his name. There's a lot of intrigue and a lot of stuff. The Great Northern War in this period as well that happened, which basically signed the death warrant of Sweden, let's face it. Let's see what technologies look like now, because I'm curious if he actually made up. Oh, he did. Wow, that's so cool, man. So we have a lot of new technologies before the technologies that we get in the base vanilla game. So yeah, we have the actual vanilla techs right over here, all of them in the same order and everything. And before that, we have a lot of new techs added for all 3 the tech groups: production, military, also we got new stuff, society, we got a lot of new stuff apparently too. Oh, that's so cool. We got flintlock. Oh, let me check how many production methods we have for the military. We don't have any military. Let me tag switch to another country that's a little bit more relevant, like the Ottoman Empire, my boy. All right, let's see what the Ottomans are all about. So we got square tactics, no formation, combined formation, line infantry, skirmish infantry, trench infantry, infantry squad formation, and mechanized infantry. All right, so we got essentially 3 new types of infantry before the regular ones from the base game. Same here, we got spears, arquebus, flintlock, and then we got the rest of the stuff. Oh, I see. So we choose the gun type and the formation formation type. So that's an extra production method. That is really nice. I would love to actually see this in the base vanilla game where you can choose what guns you give to the units. That's really freaking cool. I like that. Then we have, this is their artillery pieces, right? Catapults, early cannons, and so on. I would not even put catapults in here because in 1648, pretty much everybody had cannons or early versions of cannons. I don't think there was anybody left using catapults by the 1600s, realistically speaking. Even in the East, they probably use artillery by now. Got the same infantry scouts, cav scouts. So infantry scouts are the new ones added. Specialists, we got cavalry charge and grenadier. All right, so that's before. And we have a lot of medical aid, simple pack, wound dressing. All right, cool. First aid and field hospitals. For naval base, we have the Clack ship, never heard of that before, and fast sailing ship, and that's it. Now let's check if there's new methods of production for the actual buildings that matter in this game. We have. All right, we got nothing. No, this is the same. Wait, the base game, you start with primitive mining or picks and shovels. I don't remember. I don't remember. I think you I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. I know this is new though. Small workshop, and you got handy tools. I like that he if he did make this icon by himself, that's pretty thrifty of him to do, right? So kudos for that. I like that. Same here, we got the arquebus gun and the spear that we have as arms industries. New production method, schematics, and hand. What is hand? Hand in hand, we walk on down. What? I'm confusion. And we have ownership type that's different as well. We have the Royal Institution. That's the base one here for most of the stuff. Government administration, we have simple celebration that offers... Oh, that is so cool. It gives standard of living and loyalists from standard of living increase. Holy shit, dude. That is really freaking cool. I really hope PDX notices this, because there's some really great ideas here, man. Like, holy mother of God, there's really great ideas. And not only in this mod, like I've noticed in the other mods that I covered as well. Freaking hell, there's really great ideas in the modding community. If they implement some of these ideas from the modding community, they can make a really flavorful Viki 3. Because let's face it, right now, if there's one thing that Viki 3 is short of, it's definitely flavor. Post station. Goods consumption is meat plus 4. I see. Wait, aren't these horses? Horses don't eat meat. What are you talking about? Shouldn't it be wheat instead of meat? I haven't noticed any new actual trade goods aside from the arquebusier and the early cannon spear. All of these weapon types. Let's check the governments. We got Sunni forces, we got armed forces, Sunni ulema, rural folk, local governors, basically the same. Schnapps, do we have any new legislation? All right, no, there's nothing. It's basically the same vanilla stuff. I want to see the culture map. Let's see what we got here. Oh my God, thank Schnappeldupe. German is one culture. It's not divided in North and South. I know why it's divided in North and South in the vanilla game, but it just makes no sense for German to be divided like that. You know, I'm just happy to see my Germany over here united. One, oh my God, why is Bohemia predominantly German? That makes no sense. Hold on a second, I just noticed that. I mean, sure, there were Germans here, but they were not the... What is a West Slav? What? Oh my God, this is horrible. West Slavs, bro, in 1648 we had Czechs, we had Slovaks, we had Poles. We didn't have West Slavs, okay? That's like 1,000 years prior, man, that we had West Slavs. A lot of Jews as well in most of the provinces. Ukrainian, again, they would not call themselves that in 1648. It would be Ruthenians most likely, and this would not be Russian. This would be either Ruthenians or Belarusians, not Russians. 100% not Russians in this area for sure. Holy mother of God, what is happening here? Also, not Baltic, man. There's different people here. There's Estonian, Latvian, Lithuanian. Oh my head, it hurts so bad right now. Why am I doing this to myself? Where's the Georgians? Holy mother of God, they just completely said, no Georgians here, make them all Armenians. Same for this, make them all Kazakhs. Oh God. I think this was made to lower, I have no idea why this was made, honestly. And this also doesn't make sense. Why is this area Punjabi? Punjabis did not live in here, man. Come on. I'm getting so triggered right now. Same here, Bedouins all the way into Iraq in the Syria. No. Sudanese in Yemen? What? Bro, I'm getting upset now. I'm taking this personal. Oh God, the New World. There's only 2 types of people in the New World? Really, bro? Oh my lord, what is going on here? Why are Maya and Baggio? Maya were here. They never even lived in these lands. This was the Aztecs. That's like calling Russian people Chinese, you know? It's not the same thing. Oh my lord, this is horrible to look at. Caribbean in New Spain. Bro, by 1648, everybody here by this point was either taken here from other parts of the world, if you know what I mean, or they were Spanish. No Caribbeans. No such thing as a Caribbean. I'm wondering if he did this with the mod to lower lag. It could be that he did it for lag purposes, right? Oh man, same here. There's no... Why would you call this Spanish? Just call it Castilian. No, Spanish designates both the Castilian and the Catalan inhabitants of Spain, because if it's language that we're referring to here, then it's Castilian and Aragonese and Catalan, and even Aragonese actually would be in this particular province that apparently is Catalan now. Oh my lord. At least Italian is also one unified culture, which probably shouldn't be like that. There was like 50 different dialects of Italian in 1648. All right, I'll stop with the hate about the culture. I'm very particular about that. My apologies. Let's see if they have any journal entries. There are some actually. Multi-ethnic conquest. Ottoman has to enact multiculturalism. If completed, loses the management cost. Oh boy, do we start with bad stuff? Let me check what modifiers we start with. Management cost, minus 50% bureaucracy and minus 25% authority. That's pretty bad. And we also have the jizya tax, plus 0.2 religious tax. Oh, what? Religious tax? Is that a new type of tax? I'm so confusion right now. I don't see it here. Maybe it's a part of the additional income or something. I don't know. I really have no idea. You know, this kind of makes me think like just a few hundred years ago, the GDP and the overall production that happened in most countries was so small compared to what we produce today. I mean, pretty much the entirety of the European continent's GDP was the equivalent of, I don't know, probably modern day Romania's GDP production. I mean, compared to 1648. I'm just saying, I didn't do the maths. I'm just assuming, considering that Romania's GDP is 700 million. I mean, 700 billion or something like that. Let's see how good the game runs. Let's go on speed 5. Let it run a little bit. Curious if we get a lot of lag or not. Austria embargoed us. Fair enough. I'm okay with that. I don't really care that much. Russia sided with Dagestan. Oh, there's a lot of plots happening already. Juicy. I feel like since the majority of the focus was on Asia, since the developers of the mod are from this area, I want to check what's going on here. So we have the war between Qing and Ming. It seems like Ming is winning. What? They're winning against the world's greatest power, who apparently have combined formations. Okay, cool. Why are they winning? Let's see. Are these guys not paying enough money for their soldiers, or what's going on here? Yeah, I got no clue what's going on. Oh no, my bad. Actually, Ming is losing. This is a Ming province, right? I thought it was a Qing province. My bad. I need to learn how to read the map, boys.
What up? I'm
Ludi.
19 and I never fucking learned how to read.
Maps.
Yarkand Khanat, Dzungar Khanat, Kazakhs, and Koshut Khanat. Pretty cool to see all of these soon to be extinct nations. Guys, I don't want to spoil anything, but Qing kind of takes over and conquers all of these areas. Cover your ears if you don't want to hear the spoilers. Oh no, too late. I already told you. Oh, I'm horrible. Check out the Mughals though. Holy mother of God. Did they really have this much actual control over northern India? I mean, I know the Mughals controlled most of India, but in 1650, did they have... I think they still had like small little entities here and there all around the Indian parts, didn't they? Well, whatever the case, one thing that I really like about this mod is the fact that it offers a lot of variety from the base game, right? And whether you like it or not, it is something new, and it is something that gives a lot more playtime for Victoria 3 since, you know, it's different, boys. It's very different. I'm curious how colonization works. I'm guessing once you have colonization, you can basically... Oh, wow. Exploring colonial early. Oh, there are new legislations. I didn't see that. Wow. All right, I see. Right, my bad. Original taxation. Okay, yeah, there are new legislations. How did I not see these before? What the hell? There's a lot of them. How did I not see these before? What is a free serfdom? Oh my god. Did I literally click the ones that didn't have anything new added? I think I did. The mod developers are gonna really hate me, aren't they? But even if they hate me or not, you guys will find a link to the mod if you want to play it yourself. I encourage you to. I'm really happy to see that Victoria 3 is getting some love, is getting some work from mods, and I wish all mods, regardless of the mod and regardless of what it is about, best of luck, and don't stop doing what you love doing, because we love playing your mods end of the day. And for you boys, if you enjoyed the video, I'm trying to get to 160k subs by the end of the year. It's very close. I don't know if I'll actually be getting it. And if you enjoy the content, consider subscribing. Would really mean the world to me. And hey, until the next time, check out this awesome Japan run. And I want to give a massive thank you to all of my patrons, channel members, and Twitch subscribers. I would not be able to do this without all your support. If anybody else would like to also support me, you will find the links in